Hello everyone, Sylvan Bell coming to you live from Oahu. It is April 18, 2015. Year is flying by. It's 8:58 in the morning. Here we talk about sales training. I want to talk to you about time warps and things that happen in a sales call that typically new salespeople have a problem with, and then when somebody's struggling they have a problem with. And so there's something that happens over time when you consistently take sales calls and it takes a while, and that's to get used to where it feels like time is speeding up and it feels like time is slowing down. Now sometimes, depending upon the personality, like people who stall out on me, that's like the most difficult person that I have to deal with for a lot of different reasons. I'm more of like a compulsive buyer. So because I'm a compulsive buyer, dealing with somebody who's not a compulsive buyer is a very big issue with me. And so like somebody who constantly is stalling out in the beginning when I was first learning to sell, it would make the time inside of the call that I was sitting with them slow down. And because the time in the call slowed down, I would speed up my process and I would talk faster. And it didn't equal a sale, it usually equaled like an objection, and I walk away frustrated and I didn't understand the concept. So here's the thing, when you meet with a buyer who has the same type of buying personality that you do, the chances are good it's gonna feel like time's going faster than what it is. And because it feels like times are going fast, you're gonna speed up as well. So both these processes usually lead to a mismatch of time that's going on with you as a salesperson. It creates a challenge because one of the things that you're gonna find is if time feels like it's going slow, you're gonna start taking steps out. If time feels like it's speeding up and it's going fast, you're gonna start taking steps out. Both of them typically equal the same thing, and it creates some challenges and it creates some problems. So you have to get used to the time shift, the time of feel. Now, if you're dealing with objections, one of the common things that happens is when you're dealing with objections or a tough buyer is salespeople tend to want to speed through the process instead of being that calm, relaxed salesperson that builds confidence in the part of the buyer. So be careful with it as you're going through the process. Just realize that, you know, a minute of time sitting on the beach is going to feel like a different minute of time sitting with a buyer, and sitting through a minute of objections is going to not feel like sitting through a minute of a presentation. And the more stress that you have, the more that it starts warping time. And it's not something that I can always exactly pinpoint in a video and training, but you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna be in a sales call one of these days and you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, it seems like this call is taking forever. And in realities, it could be taking forever, but for the most part, it's just getting used to the timing, the situation, what happens in a sales call for you over time, okay? So just get used to timing and how it gets built up and the things that go along with it, and you're gonna be okay. Now, if you get a chance to watch another salesperson, just start watching, because what happens is you can tell that point in their brain where time has either sped up or slowed down by the way that they're reacting and by how fast that they're talking to the buyer. And it may be that they start looking at their clock because like they don't feel like what's going on is normal. Now, I gotta share something. I was presenting in Las Vegas and I'm on the stage, and like 20 minutes to me that day felt like 45. And like all of a sudden I'm asking, how long have I been on stage? I'm asking the camera guy, Ken, how long has it been? And he looks at his watch and he's like, dude, it's been 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my goodness. Time just felt like it was crawling for whatever reason. And it was just like, it felt like an hour. So just know that this can happen in a sales process. Hey, like it even happens to me. It caught me off guard. I wasn't used to it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this just doesn't feel right. And so not feeling right will lead up to speeding up the presentation, which will lead to objections, which will lead to process problems for you as you go along. So you got to get used to, like, there's a feel, there's an ebb and flow, there's like a metronome to the sales process. And sometimes it feels like it's thrown off, and it's not. You're going to be okay. It's perfectly fine and normal. Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that'd be fantastic. To the right or to the left, there's a subscribe button. Subscribe. And then send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Sylvan Bell. Only Scott Bell. Someone will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.